You're live, everybody. Hopefully my audio is not too bad. I'll probably switch to I'll probably turn my video in a minute, but I'll figure I'll at least start with video and I'll change it. But welcome everybody to a new episode of Hidden in the Polygons, episode 17. And a lot going on right now, a lot of negative, a lot of coronavirus. So we're gonna try to keep this episode kind of positive on trying to talk about some gaming news, which there is some negative in here about uh, GameStop. But for the most part, we're trying to keep this episode kind of positive and just take your mind off of things that's going on uh, in the world today, and just talk about games and other things. But before we get started, I'll let everybody introduce themselves.
All right, this is Bam Bam Star, and as always, happy to be here on the show and just provide my opinions and thoughts on topics that I know about or feel like that are interesting to me.
Hey, my name is Emperor Gill, your co-host.
Hi, I'm DD Mayhem, and as always, glad to be here as well.
And of course, I'm Chaotic Smith, and we'll get the show on the road. Hey, Bam Bam, can you check the stream and see how my audio is?
Yeah, hold on a second.
I know it's probably not perfect, but I'm gonna try to keep the video on just for a minute before I take it off. But I guess first topics we're gonna talk about some movie news. With this whole I'm not even gonna say the whole. I'm just gonna call it the C virus. The C uh going on. People not really can't really go to the movies right now. Shouldn't we shouldn't be doing anything about really staying home unless you have to work. So a lot of movies that were gonna come out getting pushed or getting delayed. But you know, one thing is like a lot of movies are going straight to digital now. And over the weekend, Frozen 2 went to Disney Plus. I think Saturday or Sunday it came on Disney Plus. So if you're home with kids and want to watch something, keep you entertained. If you had Disney Plus, you know, you can watch that. And then something this I don't know if it's even I guess maybe out it was already in theaters or was planning on coming out in theaters like soon was the new movie called was it the CG movie called Unworld with what's the name starring in it doing the voice to the dude who plays Spider Man and then I can't think of his name now. But yeah, another movie. I think it's getting released tonight on Disney Plus, and some other movies are being released digitally only like Bloodshot, a new comic book movie with Vin Diesel. So I mean, I think we need more stuff like this like right now with all the negative and stuff that's going around the world, and people have to stay home. And it's good to keep your mind off of things because you don't want to be stressed. Because if you are trying to not get this C virus, stressing out will make your immune system weaker. So it's good to do things and keep your mind off of the negative things. But we got to think about movies being released digital and Disney putting up the movies.
Well, I mean, basically, they don't have much of a choice, considering the circumstances of the times that we're in right now with the virus going around. They want people to make sure that people stay safe and healthy. Not getting in big groups of people together or getting big groups of people together, right? So I mean, I don't know. I think it's a smart decision. And then some companies are willing to release movies and streaming services instead of in theaters to give people some form of positivity or like and also entertainment while some people are having to be confined to their homes and maybe that might be they might get some props or something from people support these companies, these studios that are doing that.
Yeah, true. Hmm.
Possibly getting me like say if Disney's releasing some of their films to Disney Plus early instead of theaters or whatnot. Maybe they'll get more subscribers to Disney Plus. So on and so forth.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe else got anything on the matter before we how's my audio, Bam Bam?
It wasn't sounding too bad when I checked it out. So
I mean, for me, I just hope it doesn't kill off the movie theaters because I love going there.
Yeah, that's another thing. You don't know some of these movie theaters are struggling. You know, not because movie theaters hasn't been in the best place in a long time, right? It's in a
Yeah.
decline. So now they're not probably not even open now. Well, most of them I don't think it's open. I don't know how many if they're all shut down or not. But yeah, we don't know how long we're gonna be on this shutdown mode. In general, a lot of places can really go out of business. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully not. Okay, moving on. So, well, this one's not so good of a story, but GameStop, a lot of places, like some areas are being on what we call a shelter in place, which is kind of like a quarantine, a nice way of saying it, I guess. Especially like California, the whole state is on shelter in place, and what that is like only places that need to be open, like grocery stores and places that sell food and probably like hospitals and stuff like that. Only those places are open. Well, GameStop, I guess they think they need to be open too. I don't know why, but they need to provide the service. I don't know. And they wouldn't even if so when the cops come to try to shut them down, they got the employees, even though part-time employees, telling the police officers putting to the corporate's number to call them, tell them why they need to be open or something. And then there's been stories about some GameStops that have to stay open are not having enough lead, enough the right cleaning supplies to keep the store clean and have hand sanitizers for the employees and stuff. So what y'all, how y'all feel about this?
I mean, it's not necessary for them to stay open. I mean, I don't know. I think they're have hit hard times, and they're just trying to do whatever they can to try to make a buck. Basically, in my opinion, instead of worrying about safety of their employees and customers. You know, I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know. I think it's more or less corporate greed is what it comes down to.
Yeah,
And yeah, pretty much. It's like they, they're not in a very good position right now, even if they hired that dude from Nintendo. I forgot his name already, but it's like they're
Yeah,
struggling.
they're just trying to do whatever they can to to stay afloat. I mean, with so many people going digital and just there's so many different people had bad experiences with GameStop and also like just how they've treated their employees. Yeah, I just don't see things going well for them. But I mean, who knows? Maybe things can be turned around for them. I mean, it'd be sad to see him go, but you know, maybe give another company a opportunity or something.
yeah. I mean, I understand during hard times and they're trying, people work done, people need to get paid, so it is bad for people who need to work, losing out on money. But I just think that, if they one thing they don't need to be open. That whole thing is crazy that they think they provide a service. Which yeah, people want entertainment, but you can get games other ways, right? And to me, if they did want to be open, you shouldn't have people come in the store. I think you should have people buying the game online or
I mean, you can always purchase a hard copy, digital, actual copy of the game too from like Amazon or some other internet,
Yeah,
companies that provide that shipping and all that.
yeah, but even that, and if you buy it from GameStop, you can go and pick it up. You can have them hand it to you from the door. You don't have to be in there, walk around, and have people in there, multiple people in the store. Right now, the key is not to have people together because if you're not tested and you have it or someone else has it, you're spreading it. So that's the key to this thing is to keep people away from each other, right, as much as possible. So have people buying games and getting sick, it's and then having your workers in there too. Like that's it's to me, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. So I think I don't. I just it's it's crap, and I think that if they wanted to do it, they could at least be smart. If they wanted to stay open, they could at least been smart about it. Like I said, people want to buy a game, you have them buy it online, and they come in, you give the game to them at the door or whatever. You know, you can be more safe. I just think that, yeah, I don't want to go into deep. Yeah, I think they don't need to be open. And if they did, there'd be better ways for them doing it. Then and to all stores who don't have the cleaning supplies, keep everything clean. That's just unbelievable that they would even want to be
But
open.
pretty much part of the problem is like I get that you don't want to overreact about this, take it lightly the situation, but you kind of want to take it seriously to a certain extent, uh, and just people need to try to if they don't have to go out to get things or necessities, then just you just need to stay home. I mean, some people just they're not used to that, but this situation calls for that, and people just need to be more aware and maybe take things a little more take this a little more seriously, in my opinion.
Yep, that's it. That's true. That's what. Ray, do you have anything to say about this before we move on?
Uh, I want to say one. I want to say I was like pretty much guys on GameStop is like well, I really can't say that they don't understand, but at the same time, it pretty much like just why we put your employees we put we put your why you still like still put your employees to still put in work or like GameStop, but yet there won't be a lot of people come in GameStop
Yeah,
during
you wouldn't think so, but
during this crisis, like 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 Bam said though, I personally believe that GameStop should be open. It should be open. Yeah, I understand that like GameStop is going down spiral. If I use the word right, down spiral, whatever.
yeah, you pretty much got
Like,
it. They haven't been doing so good lately.
but 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 it probably like something I really don't want to risk though. I was like, it's just me.
No, that's yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy, man. But moving on to uh, Impro, you play some you recently got the new Valve headset, right?
Yes, I did.
So let's give you impressions of this.
You know what? I didn't think $1,000 was gonna be anything. I didn't think it was gonna give me anything new that I haven't experienced on the was it the PlayStation VR? But this is the high. If you want a high end VR headset, this is it. This feels really good. Like I have played Beat Saber. I have played some other games that like really small games here and there. But everything that this headset does and the way it gets you comfortable with the VR immersiveness is actually very effective. It's like I think the screens in the headset itself is you can switch it up to 120 FPS or 144. I think that's the max it goes. And that actually does help with the motion sickness.
Okay. So you play Beat Saber on it, and you play Beat Saber on the PlayStation, right?
Yeah,
And how much difference do you notice?
a lot.
Big difference.
Yeah,
To
there's a big difference.
justify the price.
To justify the price, I
Because
would say
because how much did you play for? I mean, the PSVR was what, $200? I think it might have been 400 when it came out. Was it 200?
think
200.
yeah, it was 400 when it came out. I think it's
What?
300 right now.
And
Maybe, I'm not sure.
and this one's what, $1,000?
Yeah. I mean, you're pretty much paying the same thing as like $800 because you also need a PlayStation as well. Right.
You need a PlayStation, but you wouldn't get the VR if you didn't have a PlayStation. 'Cause I
Yeah.
don't see it being the same thing. Because you would need. Do you need a computer for this one? Or is it a standalone?
No, you need a computer.
Yeah. So yeah. Because then how much would you pay for your computer? So it's not the same thing.
I would say it's the same thing because your PC is acting like the PS4.
Do you have to put how much you pay for the PC to go with the VR? You're
Well,
saying
that
you.
depends on how you build your PC.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not the same thing. I don't. What I'm saying, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the PSVR is only $1,000 and the PSVR is $800 because you're adding the price of the PlayStation in the VR. Well, you're not adding the price of the PC to the VR. I don't see it that way. I see it as this: the VR is 1,000 and the PSVR is 200 or 300. Because to me, you're not buying this unless you already have a PC or a PlayStation. So.
But I would say it needs to be, in my opinion, it needs to be. You need to add both of them up because you can't have one without the other.
I mean, you can't have the. Yes, you can't have. If you're gonna play the VR, the PlayStation, or
Well,
the
if
one you
you
got,
want to play VR games,
yeah, you gotta
that's
have.
something I should. Yeah.
But I don't think. But I think most people who are getting it already have one of those. So I don't. To me, I don't count those prices. But
Yeah. But overall, those $1,000 are very justified with what you get
okay.
because they include because the $1,000 is just for the entire VR kit. So the kit itself for the $1,000 is the headset, two controllers, and these two lighthouses that you need to put up somewhere in your room or like I don't know, like on a dresser or something. Just so it can keep track of your controllers and where your headset is. And those two lighthouses tracker things make a big difference in how the responsiveness between what you see in the game and what you're doing with the controllers.
Okay.
And like I said, like what was it Beat Saber? There's a huge difference in responsiveness between what the PlayStation VR Beat Saber does and what the Index does.
Okay. That's good because that game y'all moving a lot. So
Yeah.
obviously that making a big difference.
But yeah, that was my experience with my headset. I'm still playing a lot more games. It's like, have you ever experienced like motion sickness in the games,
Uh, I don't know if I really got sick, but
like
I,
nauseous or something?
no. I think maybe I did in the VR game, but I'm not sure. But
Well,
no,
I'd say in games in which
I
you're
played many of them. I don't think I think I felt like uneasy on one game I was moving in. I forgot
yeah,
what
but
game.
like one where you're like where you're freely to move around, I guess you can say. Because most games are stationary.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm pretty sure anybody that has tried a VR headset will experience this. Like you're just because you're not used to what you're supposed to do. Like it's different from in real life. Because what was it? I think I played Arizona Sunshine, which is a zombie game, and you can freely walk around in this environment. It just feels very weird when you're playing it and you're walking, but you're not moving yourself. It just feels weird, and it has this like uneasy, nauseous feeling to it. If that makes any sense.
No, I can't. I felt within the game or two I played that the movement definitely did something to me. Like I was like, ooh, wait a minute now.
Yeah, but that's where the 120 hertz and 144 hertz like really kick in, because the option to switch up the frames per second on those on the screens itself is actually really good. It actually does help a lot. I think. Do you know off the top of your head the frame rate on the PlayStation VR is?
I think it's 60, maybe. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I forgot as well, but I think we're pretty sure that's pretty low, right?
Yeah, it's definitely not high. Yes.
But yeah, it's like those $1,000 are pretty justified with what I got, and what I'm also getting on Monday, which is Half-Life Alex,
Hmm.
which I am telling you is gonna steamroll into a bunch of people making VR games.
Yeah, I mean, if it does good and they show, like I said, such a fun experience in VR, I can see it. I can see that happening. I think it depends. Really, just depends. I mean, I mean, I know this game's gonna sell a whole lot. So
I mean, it's sold out all the
yeah,
index
yeah.
headsets, so
But I don't know if it would make. I'm curious if it makes more people make VR games because I know people just love Half Life and people gonna buy Half Life. So I'm not sure if more people will make VR games because of this. But I can see it. But I do see this game selling good. But I don't know if it's gonna make more people make VR games just because this game sells. But we'll see. But it could.
but yeah. But that's my experience with the Valve Index. The other thing I played last night was the Resident Evil 3 demo. Rage, did you say that you played the demo?
No,
No?
no,
Okay.
I didn't. I want to say like I want to say like I pretty well realized that the demo was out, which I am definitely planning on playing.
But I'll talk about it after I talk about Resident Evil 3. So I played the demo. It for anyone that has played Resident Evil 2 remake, you're getting the same thing that you're pretty much getting the same game, gameplay wise, with slight tweaks here and there. But the main thing I want to talk about is Nemesis. For anybody that has ever played Resident Evil 2 and experienced Mr. X, Mr. X pretty much in Resident Evil 2 was him. He just pretty much just walks and fast walks towards you. Like he's not really much of a threat after the first couple of times. Like once you figure out what he does and what he can't do, then he's not really much of a threat. He's just more of an annoyance.
Okay.
But this one, you just get to have a very small taste of Nemesis. And oh my god, he is going to be a fucking bitch to fucking get around. Just for the fact that he can infect other zombies with some. He can infect other zombies with some tentacle thing, and those zombies can swipe tentacles at you. So he can infect other things, the other zombies in your vicinity in the area that you're in. But Nemesis himself can jump towards you. He doesn't go down very easily. He can use his tentacles to grab your leg and pull Jill towards him. And everything about this makes just he's just gonna be a fucking bitch to get around. I fucking hate it.
Yeah. So the demo was how long was the demo?
uh
Did you complete the demo?
yeah, I would say it takes 15 minutes to be honest. It's very short.
Very short. Okay. Short and sweet, huh?
Yeah, it's very short and sweet. The highlight of the entire demo is Nemesis. Nemesis, you pretty much meet him at the very end of the demo, and you get to have like a small area where you fight him if you want. But that small area just gives you a very tiny taste of what he can and can't do. And overall, I hate how much he's like. People thought that Mr. X was a force to be reckoned with. Like, no, he makes Mr. X look like a walk in the park.
Hmm.
It's like they just gave him so much more things he could do, like jumping in front of you, grabbing you by the leg, and pulling Jill towards him. It's just gonna make him more annoying. I hate it. So that was my experience with the Resident Evil 3 demo. Right before the podcast, I was playing Doom Eternal, which came out today. And for people that are looking for more Doom, this is just more Doom. Yeah, I love it. So, have any of you guys played the previous 2016 Doom?
No,
I played it.
I'm gonna say like I don't say I never big I never big on Doom.
You gotta play the 2016 one, especially since you have PC now.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I played on the PS4. I finished it. It was pretty fun. I played on the PS4.
See, I have it on PS4 and I have it on PC. I
Yeah, I
think the
mean definitely.
definitive way to
Yeah,
play is on PC.
PC you're gonna get better frame
Yeah.
rates, so you definitely
Well, it's
want.
not even just about frame rates; it's just the experience of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm always gonna play a game on a PlayStation over
But
PC
yeah,
especially a shooter because of the controllers. Controllers.
yeah. But in my opinion, I think Doom was designed to be more comfortable on PC with mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, I mean they started out making games on PC before consoles, so yeah. But even then it doesn't feel bad on the consoles. Some of them games I noticed that when they make the games like some of them PC games that shooters that are made for like PC and port over to consoles. A lot of times I play those on consoles, they don't get the controls right and they don't feel very like tight and fluid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Cause I played some games before that, like oh yeah, they didn't get the controls, don't feel that good. But then like for Doom, it doesn't feel bad because like I said, as far as how the game first person feels, like Call of Duty feels good on the consoles. Battlefield, it feels good as far as the movement, the aim, and Halo, and like Destiny. But there's some games I played that were PC to make PC probably first, and then they put them on consoles. They just don't the controls on the controller just don't feel tight and crisp.
yeah. So I have a question for you, Marcus. What do you remember about the 2016 Doom?
Uh, I just
It,
remember it being more of like an arcade shooter. It just. I mean, I played a little bit of multiplayer. It was okay, but
no, I don't think I ever touched the multiplayer on that.
I mean, I played a little bit of. I didn't play a
Yeah.
lot. But as far as single player goes, I remember being fun. It was just good old action, just run around shooting stuff. It was shooting baddies. I don't think anything stands out. I just remember being fun and clean, and it felt good to shoot stuff. You know, and the level design was okay. What I don't remember it blowing my mind, but I just remember it being fun and enjoyable just to go around shooting stuff to the end. You know,
Okay, yeah.
felt good and crisp. I didn't get bored of it. It just didn't blow me away, but it didn't get bored. It was just good fun, I guess.
Which, to be honest, that thing is the highest praise any game could get. Like, it's just fun throughout the entire thing.
Mhm.
But if you want that, you're gonna get the same thing with this. Except for the fact that I feel like they took a different route with this game. It doesn't feel like 2016 Doom, and it's kind of hard to describe. They put a lot more emphasis on the story in this one, as opposed to the 2016 Doom, which you can pretty much skip any cutscene.
Mhm.
And there are codexes that you can pick up and read, and there seems to be a little bit more of them here. And would you say that the 2016 Doom is a little bit more grounded in a way
I mean, you fight.
than? Well, I mean, like compared to like the older Doom.
Well, I don't really remember the other one, so I can't say that. I don't. I mean, I don't. I wouldn't say the Doom 16 was grounded because you're fighting demons and you're in this crazy place. And
Yeah, but you're in like a believable like area, I guess you can say, environment, minus the hellish stuff that's going on.
I don't know, man. I mean, it was pretty fantasy. You're fighting demons and
Well, obviously it's fantasy, but it has a sense of realism because it can be believable in a
uh,
way.
I mean, I don't. I don't really.
Like usually, it's kind of hard to describe, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It because here's what I'm trying to get at. Like with the first 2016 Doom, everything's believable. You're on this space station on Mars. It looks believable as something we might be able to do in the future. But the
yeah.
way you do you know how those cards that you need to pick up to progress through the level? Like the yellow card, red card, and blue card.
I mean, it's been so long. I don't really. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
well, that's pretty much been a staple of Doom.
Okay, like the open doors and
And
stuff or whatever.
yeah, like just to progress through the level. And in the 2016 version of Doom, you pick these cards up from dead bodies, like just random bodies that you find, as opposed to this new one where it's just laying out in the open and just this big shiny icon just floating in midair.
Hmm. Okay, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, because you know how towards the end of the 2016 Doom it starts getting more like it's more tongue in cheek because you get behind the scenes with the occultish nature of the game, because you know how those announcers start talking about, well, we need the like employee of the month to make the blood sacrifice type of shit.
Yeah, I mean, tell you the truth, I don't really remember the story.
Well, towards the end of 2016 Doom is you start as you progress through the station on Mars, like you start going to the occultish stuff towards the end.
Yeah.
And it's pretty kind of hilarious because you see all these like I don't know, like managers of the area that have been quote unquote blood sacrifices or something
Hmm.
just so they can resurrect some demon. And it's like, which one of you would volunteer for the blood sacrifice? And it's like it's hilarious, it's tongue in cheek, and I that's the thing I like about doing it doesn't take it so very seriously. As opposed to this one, it kind of goes full blown into that because the first level you're on Earth, and there's giant fucking robots fighting demons, or at least ruins of giant robots.
Yeah.
What's the other thing I want to talk about? I don't know, like it's very hard to describe this game because it doesn't feel like the 2016 Doom.
Okay. I mean, from what I've seen from the gameplay videos, it seems like there's more platforming in this one.
Yeah, there's more platforming, I guess you could say.
So I've seen people play it, a little bit of it, and it seemed like, from what I've seen, there's a whole lot of platforming going on.
But you are on a destroyed Earth, which makes sense, I guess. But there is a lot more platforming just because you have more ways to maneuver through the area. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe because it just doesn't feel like the 2016 Doom. I think one of the reasons why is just because it gives you less ammo. Because you start out with 16 shotgun shells, and it does not last that much. I'm not sure why they designed it like that. For that's just my first impressions of the game. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe. I'm not sure what's going on with this game right now. Like, it's fun killing demons. It's still Doom, but something feels slightly off of it. I'm not sure how to describe it.
Okay. Maybe it'll change up once you keep playing.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
All right, then. So now I guess we're going to go into the main topic of the night. Well, yeah. This week, Xbox, they came up with an article online giving more of a full breakdown of the specs, which was, we knew what the teraflops, but they gave a full breakdown of more, and they had a digital foundry video, kind of broke it down, and they did some tests. And then the next day, it was Tuesday, I think, or Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. PlayStation, they came out and finally gave out those specs, a deep dive of the PlayStation 5 specs, and they came out with a video presentation. And before we go into the breakdown of the specs between Xbox and PlayStation, did any of y'all see this video that Mark Cerny did for the deep dive?
I watched the entire thing.
You watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
it's the same here.
So give me y'all's opinions on this video.
So I'll go first. I want to say it was kind of misleading because it says deep dive, which could really mean anything, to be honest. I was hoping for it to be a reveal of the actual box itself and some of the basic specs of it. But I didn't get that, as pretty much as soon as the video starts, it tells you that it's a GDC conference, like, talk.
Okay.
Which is okay, like, I'm fine with that. I like watching those things. And I had to watch it a second time because I fell asleep through it the first time. And also, after the second time, I also went to go watch the Digital Foundry's video of it.
Yeah.
So that was my experience with it. It was alright. It was just really boring.
What you thought it was going to be?
It wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. As soon as they said what it was at the very beginning, I'm glad they got that out of the way. because I like watching GDC talks, but for some reason this one was very boring. Not sure why.
Okay. What about you, Rage? DD Mayhem?
Oh well, okay, how about this? Like I did watch Hard Dame, but thing is, while I watch it, I pretty feel like I'm at science while I watch it. When tell me all this back, like to tell
Those people up front.
yes. Like I try to feel like I'm either at science or at computer skills.
See, I couldn't tell whether those were real people or not. It was like, are they real? I'm not sure.
But one thing I gotta say, this one dude look at that one. Remind me of that one dude. Shit. It's an old not 90s show. It's an old like 90s movie. Was that night there was like Tell Not Lies. Well, it was Michael Myers. It was like Michael Myers and the dude. Like I forgot that dude's name. Off Wayne's dude. That dude almost looked like off of Wayne's World. Almost looked like off of Wayne's World. The one with the blonde one. Though, but only thing I got from is one. Okay, here. Okay, here what I told. One, it had ultra fast boost, no load screen, ultra speed streaming, and D to duplicate game data. No long patch install. And I think to myself like I would think to myself like it's really hard to believe with no load screen, but a no load screen part.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So we're gonna get into the specs. Like, I just want to know what you felt about the overall delivery of the video. Not really the specs of it, just how it was given. The presentation of it. But because pretty much right now, people are a lot of people didn't like the presentation. They didn't like they just didn't like the deep dive into it. And I just think that, like you said, Emperor, that this was a GDC presentation, and it was pretty much made for developers. It probably was going to be behind closed doors, and it was made for developers. And because he's really going, if you pay attention and look at the slide, he's really breaking down how the PlayStation 5 works. He's not just saying, "Oh, it's this many teraflops." He's really going down how the GPU and CPU work together. He's going to some nitty gritty stuff, some really tech hard stuff, like breaking down how stuff works. And if you're not into that kind of stuff, of course it's not going to be very entertaining, because that's what it was all about. It wasn't like, oh, it got this much power, it's got this features, get these games. No, it was like the CPU, GPU, or this AMD RDNA 2 GPU, it's a Ryzen CPU 3.5, and they had the graph, and he's like, oh, the GPU does this, the CPU does this. He was getting really into it. So I can see why people were like, what is this? People probably didn't want to see that. They just wanted to see the overall basic specs, and they probably wanted to see some games, and they probably wanted to see what it looked like. They didn't really care about how the GPU and CPU works together and all that kind of stuff. And I think, like I said, it's just deep dive, and he gave a deep dive, but like you said, people probably didn't. Since people have been waiting for a PlayStation 5 news, they probably didn't expect this type of video.
Was it? Yeah. I have a question. Was the video called Deep Dive?
True.
I've seen it. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure people said that it was called a deep dive. Something with deep dive look at PlayStation 5.
I think that's what people. That's what the articles are saying because I'm looking at the video right now and it says "Road to PlayStation 5."
Okay. Well, maybe in the description it says it.
Yeah, because I think that's what like they were
Yeah,
like
road to PlayStation
doing
5.
on the Twitter and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, even if a road, it kind of, even if you say that, he even breaks down how they got to that point. He talks about some mistakes they had with like the PS3. I don't know he doesn't really call them mistakes, but he talks about the troubles they had with PS3 and
Yeah.
PS4. So it is a road because he's going for those consoles to this console. So like I said, he pretty much it was a road to PS5, but I don't think people was expecting that. People were expecting something more excitement,
Yeah.
something fast, like oh this is the specs, oh this is what it does. You know, let me see some games running, and then no, what you got was a GDC presentation. But so yeah, now we're gonna. So, but he did give the specs, and we get the like I said, Xbox had the little thing earlier, and they get those specs, and I guess we can go ahead and talk about the specs and see our opinions on them. What? So I'm just gonna start with the CPU.
Real quick, can you send me the specs to the Xbox?
Yeah, I can see the page I'm looking at,
Yeah.
and you can kind of compare them. I mean, there's more to it than this, but this is just the
Yeah.
basic stuff. But I'll put them in Discord chat. Let's see.
Because I have the ones for the PlayStation pulled up, and I couldn't find the one for the Xbox. Surprisingly.
There you go. So yeah, well, I'm just gonna start. I'm not gonna get too crazy with technical stuff. Try to keep it simple, and we can give our opinions. But for the CPU, Xbox Series X has AMD uh, Zen base core 8 core, same name with PlayStation 5. Now, on the CPU clock speed, now Xbox Series X has a actually, yeah, I don't think. Let's just start with the Xbox, then we'll go to PlayStation. I think it'll be simple. I'm just gonna, I'm not going to talk about all the specs, but I'm going to talk about the main. I'll just talk about the main things of both of them. So Xbox Series X CPU and CPU clock speed, but it's AMD Zen base core 8, 8 core, 16 threads. It doesn't say it on here, but they said it before. And up to they're doing something different with the clock speed. They got up to 3.8. Then it says 3.66 with SMT. I forgot what SMT is. I think SMT is single thread or something, and 3.8 is when they're doing multi-thread. So I'm not sure. But then on Sony's side, their CPU is AMD, same thing, 8 core, 16 thread. But then they didn't say anything. All they said was up to 3.5. They didn't say anything about like SMT. But
Could it be surface mount? No.
they talked about it in the Digital Foundry video, but I forgot. But I think it's like single thread, like it's single processing, so it can do. I don't know what that means because I I forgot. But so you see here that the Xbox CPU is a little bit faster than PlayStation. Like I said, PlayStation is 3.5, Xbox is up to 3.8, then it's 3.66. I don't know what, but you can say it's even if it's at 3.66, it's a little bit faster. Here's everybody. Here's the juicy stuff right here. Everybody's really talking about. Well, some of everybody's talking about right here is that we knew the Xbox was going to be 12 point, just going to be 12 teraflops they announced, but we didn't know the keys, I guess. So now we know that the GPU of the Xbox Series X is 52 Qs, RDNA GPU. It's 52 Qs, clock speed at 1.8. So teraflops is 12 teraflops, right? But it's 50. We know how they get those 52. And then the Sony is It's only 36 Qs, which is like, man, that's low. But it's got super high clock speed. Like this sucker is running. Its clock speed's at 2.23. But again, it's got super high clock speed, but it's still only at 10.3 teraflops. But a lot of people, and so right now you see that looking at just basics that Xbox has got a better GPU. It's almost 2 teraflops faster. But they both got ray tracing, which I'm trying to see. It doesn't say ray tracing on this chart, but they both got ray tracing. And Xbox did kind of explain how the ray tracing works. But one thing people are saying is that even though PlayStation's only at 10 teraflops, I don't know how this makes sense super to me, but they say even though the teraflops is low, since it has a higher GPU clock speed, that it's able to do some things faster than Xbox Series X because of the higher clock speed. Because I can't break it down for you, but I've seen that how they was breaking down how the higher clock speed can make up for things, even though it's got lower teraflops. But to me, I thought teraflops was the overall measurement of the video card. So I didn't, even though the GPU is running at high speed, but it's still only doing 10 teraflops. I don't know, but I've seen online where it says that the higher clock speed is gonna make that GPU do things a little bit differently. But then we'll get on. They both got both of them have 16 gigs of memory, GDR6. But on the memory bandwidth side, Xbox has got 10 gigs at 560 gig. I guess it's speed. Then they got 6 of it at 333 6 gig speed, which I don't know why that's broken down like that. But PlayStation is just straight 448 gig speed. Now here's another thing right here. As far as storage goes, we both know that both of them doing SSDs. But the Xbox's speed it's 1 terabyte, but they're doing 2.4 gig speed raw, and then they're doing 4.8 gig compressed. And PlayStation's they only got 825 gigs of custom SSD. And the reason for that is because how that custom drive is, it's like 12. They explain about using 12, and they can only go up to like the way it's made. It's not made exactly to like 1 terabyte. It's some reason why it's at 825 and not 1, which is not a big deal, but you know. But it's 5.5 gig raw speed, and then they don't have this. For some reason, who did this? It's 5.5 gig raw, but then it's like 8/9 gigs compressed. It's not on this chart I'm looking at, but I remember during the presentation they said that. I don't know why they're missing some stuff on this thing I'm looking at. I think about it, but it's pretty much double the speed of Xbox's solid state. And both of them, as far as external storage, you can use. Xbox says you can use external hard drive, like a regular hard drive, for your Xbox One games, your regular Xbox games. But if you want to, but for the new Series X version, you'll have to. They have their own new like SSD drives, looks like a memory card that you slide in. It's their own brand. That's the only way you can upgrade it. PlayStation saying any pretty much you can use any NVM hard drive you can buy. But right now they don't have them on the market. Like I said, this hard drive you got now is as fastest thing. There's no PCs with a hard drive as fast as this. But they said that later on the line there's going to be some that was released that should work for the PlayStation. Right now there's none that is as fast, but it's going to be some that's going to be released for the PC that's going to be just as fast or faster. And you'll be able to use those to expand your hard drive. But that was a lot of technical talk. Pretty much, just to keep it simple for everybody, if you're still with me. Xbox is 12 teraflops. PlayStation is 10 teraflops. 10.3. They both got 16 gigs of RAM, GDR6, and Xbox is 2.4 raw speed, and then PlayStation is 5.5 gig raw speed as far as a hard drive. But there's a whole lot more stuff we can talk about. But just on the basics, I want y'all to give me y'all's opinion on these machines, and if these specs making you change your mind which one you want to get, or how y'all feel about these specs. We don't got no prices. I'm expecting PlayStation to be $400. I'm expecting Xbox to be $500 because I think they have a little bit beefier with GPU, but maybe PlayStation might be the same price because our hard drive is super fast, so maybe they spent the money on a hard drive instead. I don't know. But I'm expecting Xboxes to be a little bit pricier, but I'm not sure about how much. But we got think about these specs. Tim, Bam Bam.
I want to say something real quick.
Wait a minute.
I just want to say something to you real quick, Smith.
Go ahead.
You're right about the storage speed.
About what?
The storage speed, the hard drive speed.
Yeah, what am I right about?
About how you said you kept on talking about how this is gonna be the fastest SSD hard drive.
Yeah, Bam Bam didn't believe me. He didn't believe me that it'd be faster.
I didn't believe you either.
I told y'all that Sony. They said it. But it is.
Yeah,
but,
they said it. We just didn't believe it.
but he did say that there is going to be some stuff coming out this year. I think that will be as fast. It's not out yet, but there are stuff coming out on the PC side that will have.
I mean, I think we all knew this. Just technology progresses.
Yeah.
Like,
so right now, what he's telling you that yes, this PlayStation has the fastest hard drive speed, but they're all going to be releasing some more. I think Sony's using Samsung, so Samsung's going to be putting out some more versions of this later on, and you'll be able to use those for the PlayStation or for your PC. So right now they don't have any as fast, but later down the line they will have some as fast or even faster than what the PlayStation has. But right now it is the fastest.
Well, the reason what kind of made me have doubts is like them having the fastest hard drive ever being released is just because all the newest stuff comes on PC. The newer hard drives, the newer memories, the newer graphics, newer CPUs. Everything always traditionally has been released on PC before it gets transferred to consoles. So that's why it's kind of like oh well, I was not sure, kind of had that uncertainty of whether or not how legit that was, that statement that you made earlier.
Yeah.
A few podcasts back.
Yeah, I was gonna say this before, when consoles will come out, they used to be more powerful than what PCs are at the time. They would, back in the day when console games came out, they was usually more powerful. They have better looking games than PCs back in the day. So, and also that just some of the technology, and even in the PS4, as far as AMD goes, like for the PS4 Pro, they have stuff that hasn't been released on the GPU side of AMD cards. PlayStation and Xbox too, I'm pretty sure they're both using AMD. They was using technology that wasn't out yet in the video cards that AMD had. I'm not talking about like how powerful they are. I'm just talking about the technology in those PS4 and Xbox video cards. That technology wasn't out yet in the AMD video cards yet, as when those consoles came out. Now, usually PlayStation or whatever consoles come out, usually they come out the top of the line, but usually it's not when they come out they're not powerful. Usually when they come out they're more powerful than anything on the market as far as like.
Right now, Nvidia has having better video cards than AMD. Just throw that out there.
Yeah,
so
they got the best, but they're more expensive.
They are more expensive, but they have better graphic quality, better graphics than AMD right now.
Yeah, but that's not my point. Is that usually when the consoles come out, they used to come out and they used to be the top of the line as far as graphics. But then PC would catch up because PCs are always adding new stuff, right? Every couple months they come out with something new.
Yeah, this is years ago that you're talking about.
Yeah,
where you're referring to. So
yeah,
it hasn't been that way in a long time.
But I'm just saying that that's why I'm saying it can still happen. It hasn't happened, but it's happened in the past. Yeah, you're right. It hasn't happened lately, but it used to be that way. But it's, when you say you're having doubts, but I'm saying, well, it used to be the console used to come out. They used to have the best graphics and top of the line, but then PC will surpass it because they're always up every year. You know, the console's out for 5 years, 6 years. Of course, the PCs every year they got new video cards out, right? So that's going to be the case with this hard drive. Sony's going to come out with this. Well, actually, by the time it comes out, they might release those hard drives before PlayStation comes out, right? By the end of the year, if they actually get release them at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't make sense for Samsung to sit on new technology like that and not be able to release that hard drive technology for people on PC to be able to
No,
get it.
it's coming out PC. You just don't know when.
Yeah, there's no way like they're just we'll just like PS5 go ahead and release this new hard drive and only them have exclusive rights to it and not try to make money on the PC market. That wouldn't make any sense at all.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I don't know if it's going to be out by the PlayStation when it comes out. I know it's coming out because he even said it during the conference that you'll be able to upgrade your PlayStation using those other hard drives. He just said wait because make sure you have one that's compatible with the PlayStation. You have to have one that's just as fast as the PlayStation. You have to wait for them to get released. But yeah, Bang, but what do you think about these machines?
Well, I mean, I'm myself. I've always been a fan of PlayStation to begin with. So, and you for sure you're gonna get a few more teraflops on Xbox, but the whole hard drive technology being having short load times, loading screens, and I mean that's huge. And there's only so much the human. What is it, like 60 frame rates that, and anything above that, you're not gonna be noticing that much of a difference as far as your frame rates go. Ray tracing, lighting and shadowing and stuff. I think that you might see some possible noticeable differences between the two, but nothing that's going to be like groundbreaking or whatnot. So I mean, I that's probably still I'm myself my personal preference. I'd go with the PS5 over Xbox. Plus it's maybe going to be $100 cheaper. So there's also that.
Yeah, just to say something about ray tracing is we've heard rumors that PlayStation you can't. These are rumors, so it's probably not true because other rumors have been saying are almost fake. A lot of people saying that PlayStation does ray tracing better than Xbox
Hmm.
because it does it differently. PlayStation's a lot of people said that like PlayStation has many teraflops, but it has better ray tracing. I guess what they're using for the ray tracing it works because and a lot of people say that when Xbox does ray tracing, it really hits that card hard. Like it really because ray tracing takes a toll on your video card, and they say when Xbox does ray tracing, they know they have dedicated cores for ray tracing. It really takes a excuse me. It really takes uh, it hit hard on the performance on it, but we just have to wait and see. So PlayStation has less teraflops, it does ray tracing better. So if they're both doing ray tracing, it might, you know.
Well, just to say this, AMD's Ryzen CPUs are doing way better than what Intel, you know, has been coming out with lately. And as far as the price range goes, AMD CPUs are a little bit, cheaper than Intel, or quite a bit cheaper. So, but you get, better performance.
Yeah, I got a message in the chat. Developers commentary says you need 90 frames per second for VR, and I think both will push VR again. Well, as of right now, Xbox saying they're not focused on VR. But there's rumors that PlayStation is doing a PSVR 2. So having the beefier machine will definitely make the VR run better. And they've said that your old PlayStation VR will work on your new PlayStation 5. So I'm not sure if it'll make it run better or what it would do if it does anything for your performance of your PlayStation VR. But there's rumors that they are doing a PSVR 2. So yeah, I think both of these machines specs I think like if they get these machines for $500, $400, or 500, 450, or whatever it is, I think they're gonna be pretty good machines for the. I think for what you're getting as far as specs goes, I think you're getting some pretty good machines. But Mayhem, what do you think about these specs? What's
Like I don't like all that pretty much to me though. Like I just really don't keep pretty much just keep pretty much have an eye open on specs pretty on specs some of these specs there's some interesting specs cool though, but I'm not I better not I never always
I think he froze Mayhem. Is he freezing for you guys?
Yeah.
it's frozen.
Oh, you're back. Yeah, for a minute you was frozen.
Uh,
I was gonna say this to give it like for people who don't know what like teraflops and RAM and all that stuff is, pretty much I'm just gonna give you let you compare it to the old systems, right? So you can kind of give an idea of the jump in power. It's kind of hard to see the difference in CPU because the main CPUs is more about the type of CPU it is. Well, it is 8 cores, right? 16 threads. I think that's going to be the biggest difference. It's going to be in performance. I think you're going to see most games at 60 now instead of 30. But as far as like teraflops and stuff go, one thing is even though they say 10 and they say 12, but also you got to think this is Arduino 2. So say before we go into that, I don't make it confusing. Is that the PS4 base? I'm gonna go with the base consoles first because most people that's what they're going to be jumping from. Not everybody has the Pro and Xbox Series X. Most people are going to be going from the base like I am. I'm going to be going from regular PlayStation 4, and so the regular PlayStation 4 I think it's like 1.8 teraflops of GPU power, right? And then regular Xbox is like 1.3 teraflops, right? So and when you compare the PS4 and Xbox, the main thing you see as far as difference of power is mostly the games on Xbox they're not able to run as high as a resolution as PS4 is, right? On the regular Xbox One and PS4, right? Like most games, if it's 1080, if it's running a smooth 1080 on PlayStation 4, some of those games might only be like a 900p on Xbox, right? Just because of that little bit of GPU power difference. So, but now you got PS4 at 1.8, and then regular Xbox is 1.3, and then you got the Pro, which is 4.5, 4.8. I don't remember the other number on it. I should have. I know the Pro is like 4 point something, and that series, and then the regular Xbox X is 6 teraflops, right? So now you got the PlayStation 5 is going from regular PlayStation 4. It's going from 1.8 to 10.3. That's a pretty good jump, right? That's that's a beefy jump right there. You just think about how games look on a regular PlayStation 4. You're like, huh? Now you're gonna get 10 going from 1.8 to 10.3. I don't think that's a bad. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good jump, I think. And then the CPU is just so much better. But then you look at the Pro, you're like, oh, well, it's only going from 4 to 10, and you don't think it's a much of a jump, but it's still a pretty beefy jump, I think. And then you get the Xbox going from 1.3 to 12, which is like big time jump. And then Xbox Series X is 6, it's going from 6 teraflops to 12, which it's still pretty good. It's double. So I think that's why Xbox probably had to go with a bigger jump than PlayStation because they already have a machine that's at 6, and they really need you to say, hey, this is a you know you just spent $500. Plus, the Series X, the regular Xbox X is $500. So, and it's only 6 teraflops. So, what do you think the Xbox Series X is going to be? Is it going to be 500 for the? Are they going to? They haven't really dropped the price of the X yet. Are they going to? I mean, but Impro. So, what do you think about these specs and stuff about these machines and it's overall what they're doing? As far as what do you think about
Well,
the specs overall?
I think you already know my sense about the teraflops. So I don't really care much about them.
Okay.
Like the teraflops mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
Um, I'm very interested about the. I'm very interested in the ray tracing,
Yeah.
just because like I'm so glad they showed it on the Xbox showed it on Minecraft.
Yeah. They did show that on that video.
Yeah,
They did. Yeah.
because unlike when Nvidia first started coming out with that, when they first started marketing their new graphics cards with that, they showed Battlefield 5, which is a very horrible example. Just because like when I was watching the difference between those two, like in Battlefield 5 comparisons,
Yeah.
it was very difficult to understand what I was watching for because the shadowing and lighting they were already pretty good in that game. So comparing like two screenshots, I couldn't tell you
It's
what
hard to tell the difference. Yeah.
like like Minecraft was such a perfect example of what this technology does.
Yeah, Minecraft is direct. When you see ray tracing on Minecraft, you're just like, wow, it looks totally different. I mean, it
Yeah,
still looks
which
like
is
Minecraft, but it
yeah,
does look a totally
the
different.
lighting is very different. It's
Yeah.
like I'm wondering how that will affect like very detailed games. Like that's the only way because like lighting in those games are pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, one thing was we didn't really talk about the Xbox. The Xbox didn't really have a presentation. They had an article, but Digital Foundry did. They did
Yeah, I
do a
watched the Digital Foundry
they
videos.
did do a breakdown of the Xbox. You can actually see the parts. They actually broke the console itself apart, and you can see the different how it's put together and stuff, which was pretty cool.
Yeah,
And they did have some video of they didn't have any like Series X games. They just had they showed Gears of War 5, right?
yeah,
Running
they
on
showed
run
Gears 5.
just running on the Xbox,
Yeah,
not being patched. I don't think they patched it. I don't know what they said, but it was running on the Series X, and they showed like the performance piece of it, which was kind of cool.
which
And
is they said it was 4K at 60
yeah,
FPS, right?
yeah, but I think it's 4K 60 on Series X too. Well, it might drop a little bit, like the resolution, but I think it tries to run at 60 and
Well, I
4K.
would assume that on the S
It
it
does
would
definitely do on
be
S, but the X, the regular, not the Series X, but the regular Xbox X, I think it is 4K
yeah, it is
60.
4K, but is it 60? I thought it was like 30.
It might be 30. I thought it was. I figured it would be 60, but it might be 30. I'm not sure. It might be. It
Yeah,
might be.
I would say it's 30.
But it might.
Like it
Uh,
might change frame rates here and there.
yeah, it might something like it. It's
Yeah,
probably not locked, but yeah, they did
yeah,
on the Series X. You can see that it was
it's locked
six
on 60.
locked on 60 frames, and they show like the Series X show how you can have 5 games, or depending on how big the game is, you can have 5 games in suspend mode, so you can jump
That's
in.
another thing I wanted to talk about.
They
That
didn't talk about that on PlayStation at all, but they talked about it when they first started talking about the hard drive on PlayStation. They said that you can have. They definitely say you can have suspend mode because you can have suspend mode now on your
yeah.
PlayStation. But I'm pretty sure they say you can have multiple games, but
I mean,
one point before. But they didn't say it during this meeting. They didn't even talk about suspend mode at all. They just talked about loading. So
so I want to talk about the suspending mode.
okay.
How often do you guys think you're going to use that?
Um, to me is it really kind. If To me, I don't really see a need to use it if the load in the game is super fast, right? So if it doesn't take me no time to load the game, I don't have to worry about suspend mode, right? I can just
Yeah, but the
start.
thing about that is like you can just leave it. Like if you need to go, just put it like in rest mode or something,
No, yeah, I'm saying it
and
still
then
makes sense.
leave and then come back. Just pick up
Where you was at.
immediately where you were at.
But for me, most of the time, if I usually when I'm playing the game, I like to get to a good stopping point. So
Yeah,
I can still leave it at I can still leave it as suspend mode at that point. But usually I would put it at you know I'll do it at a good save point or a good stopping point. I don't want to stop in the middle of a battle. But which I think is cool. Suspend mode is if we know Xbox is doing it. I'm thinking PlayStation's doing it too, but I'm not gonna say it is because I remember them talking about it before, but I'm not 100% sure. But say you're playing a single player game, I'm playing Kingdom Hearts or some other game. I'm just going through the mode, leveling up. Then my buddies, when you guys like, hey, jump on some, what multiplayer game we're playing at the time? Jump on some Apex or jump on some Monster Hunter. Instead of have to like close the game out and take 10 to 15 minutes, I can just hit that suspend mode, jump right into the other game, right? And if the games are fast and loading up like they're supposed to be, ain't no taking 20 minutes to get into a game, right? It's 2 minutes or whatever. I'm switching over.
but
You
that
know,
was that was another thing
you
I
you
wanted to
you're
talk.
ready. You're ready to start playing. Cause sometimes you might want to play a multiplayer game with your buddies, but you only got 30 minutes, right? You don't want to spend 15 minutes about 30 minutes to get the game going. If you get it on going in 2 minutes, well, you can get maybe 2 or 3 matches, and that you can spend and get 30 minutes and have it. So that's one thing I think spin mode in these fast
Yeah,
mode times is good. Is if you just want to jump on for half an hour with your buddies, you don't got to take 20 minutes to get the game going.
yeah, but that was the thing is like, do you think it will work the same way for an online game?
Well, I think if you're in the match, I don't think it's going to suspend it, right? Because you
Yeah,
can't suspend. It might suspend it, but what I think it would do is it would,
like in the lobby. That's what I meant.
yeah, I can see it put you in the lobby, or maybe if like you're playing an online game and you're trying to get in, like you're waiting to get into the we call it server. Sometimes some games come out, you have to wait your turn to get in.
Well, there's that, but I was just thinking
So
like,
if you can
oh,
put it in
like
suspend mode,
the console needs to connect to the server as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm really curious to see how they do the whole multiplayer suspend mode thing. I think if you put it in suspend and you're in the match, it'll probably just like kick you out like it does when you're not moving, or
Yeah,
you're in the match and then it just puts you back to the basic screen. That's where the suspend mode will be at. And when you pop back in, it's gonna put you in the lobby or whatever. But got another message from developer commentary. He said, "Have kids. Suspend mode is useful." Oh yeah, I guess you got some
I get that.
kids.
Sure.
You got some kids and they're acting crazy, and you gotta stop real fast. You hit that suspend mode. Yeah, I can see that.
Like I will see it ruining for those kids
Why is that?
because you know how the old excuse was like, hold on, I need to save my game.
Yeah.
Then you get that extra whatever couple minutes to play it.
Oh yeah. If you're saying if you're a kid and you're like,
Yeah,
this way I gotta save it, I'll turn it off. But now you don't have to save it. You just boop. They know. You don't gotta save that game. Put that on suspend. But yeah.
but
So
yeah,
go on.
that was my thoughts on the.
So what you're most excited for is the ray tracing, the suspend mode.
I'm very interested in how those are implemented, but the one thing that I really like are, especially on the PlayStation, the SSD. Like I was really blown away by that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's. I mean I think both of them are stepping the game up in the hard drive.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how the performance is increased with this new SSD. So
Yeah, I would say during the talk, Mark Sony was talking about how he's going. I'm not gonna go say exactly what he said, but to give you the
Yeah,
gist, because he was getting very technical with stuff. But he was talking about how like pretty much
Just
game,
having things instantaneously pop up. It's like,
yeah, because we see a lot of pop-ups in games now. When you're playing a
yeah.
game and it's loading that background. But now you shouldn't have that, right?
Or the perfect example he said was fast travel.
Yeah, fast travel. He showed it when they showed the demo. Oh, it was leaked. They didn't show it, but it was leaked. When we first started hearing about the PlayStation 5's SSD, a leaked demo of Spider-Man was shown off. This regular Spider-Man game you get now, but they was running it on a PS5 dev kit or something, and they were showing the difference what the SSDs does. And this game wasn't even optimized; it was just straight running. You think about when they actually make games for PS5 or Xbox, knowing what they have, they can make them better. But it's running this Spider-Man game on the PS5 using that hard drive. They said the reason why Spider-Man goes as fast as he goes because they can't have him go no faster because the game can't keep up. So if they wanted Spider-Man to swing faster in the city, well, they can't do that because the hard drive can't stream the game data fast enough. So Spider-Man goes as fast as he goes now because they can't make him go no faster because the game can't keep up the stream. It can't stream the game fast enough. And that's saying fast travel. How long it takes to load the fast travel up. It was because the game hard drive is as fast as it can go. But when he was doing that on PS5, let me tell you something. There wasn't no loading when he fast traveled. It was there. You hit fast travel, you fast travel. I don't know if you're a play Spider-Man, but I know there's fast travel loading screens. And then when he was showing Spider-Man swinging to the city, it was like he was flying in a jet. He was swinging, boys. It was so much faster. And that was just on the PS5's SSD speed alone. Not even optimized, nothing. Just use his SSD and look at the speed. So it's going to be cool to see. Like I said, it's going to be cool with better graphics, better CPU, but it's going to be cool with the hard drive and see how game environments are and what kind of game we have different types of gameplay, what they can do with gameplay and environments with the power, right? With the hard drive.
Yeah.
If every because in PC, you got powerful video cards and CPUs, but they had to design the games for lower end PCs too, so they can only do so much, knowing that this game has to work for this type of video card. So most time if you do have a beefed up PC, your game, the only thing you're really doing is making the graphics look better, right? You're making it more textural, more polygons. But the game still had to be based around a low end PC as far as the gameplay of it has to work with the other lower end. So now with consoles being boosted up, especially with this solid state, these games can be designed around those hard drive speeds, which is cool. So we know the specs. We gotta think about these prices. What do you think these prices going to be?
Honestly,
Because like I think 12 flops, the Xbox is pretty much performing around like 280, 270, and PlayStation is 10 flops, so it's performing around what 260, 270, I would say. I mean, they might perform better. I mean, PlayStation might perform better than that, but just going off of 10 flops. And then RDNA, so it's actually, if you add RDNA 2, there's actually more than 10 flops, and it's more than 12 flops, because the RDNA performs, has a better efficiency level. So it's actually performing higher. The teraflops like is 12 and 10, but it's actually higher if you take it into newer version of AMD. So it's actually not 10. It's probably more like 12, and it's not 12. It's probably more like 13 or 14. So these are pretty beefy machines. So
Oh.
bang
That
bang. So bang.
PS4 like 450, and then like maybe the Xbox for like 600.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I think the not PS4, PS5. I think it could be 450. I think they want to be at 400, but I think they might do 450. I don't think they want to do 500. I don't think Microsoft's going to do 600. I think they're going to take a loss. I think they'll at least do it 500. I think they'll lose. They want. I mean, they do have the. They can't say hey, all machines are more powerful because they can say, look, it's 12 flops. PlayStation's hard drive is faster, but most people are going to see that 12 flop GPUs. Oh, Xbox is powerful, right? So, but I still think they're gonna want to keep the price kind of the same. I don't think any of them's gonna go to 600. I think Xbox is. My prediction is it's gonna be 550 to 500. Cause I think PlayStation is gonna be 450 to 400. But Microsoft could just say, hey, we want to take back the crown because they didn't sell as many as PlayStations. They didn't even do half of what PlayStation. So they might want to get people on this Xbox, and they might try to get the price close. Because I think what happens is when you see these systems start showing their games, it's what's going to be the key, right? And you see these systems with they show their games, and you see in PlayStation, you see their games like, man, this game looks as far as graphics go, you're like, man, this looks better than the Xbox game, or it looks the same. But then you get the Xbox, even though it's more powerful, it's $100 more, right? Because even though it's because do you think two teraflops is $100 worth the price of that? Right? I don't know. It's hard to say that the Xbox is one of. I don't think Xbox is gonna want to be $100 more, even though it's got almost two teraflops of power. I don't know if I want to pay $100 just for two teraflops more power. To me, it's gonna be worth
I
it.
mean, how much of a difference is that really even going to make?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think, but I do think that Xbox and PlayStation are pretty pricey machines. So I think Sony is definitely one of going to be cheaper because you know if you look at it, it's on paper it is less powerful, right? So they definitely don't want to be more. They're definitely not going to be more. So I think I can see like I said, I think Xbox could be 500 or it could be 450, and I can see PlayStation being 450 depending on what. But I don't know. I think if PlayStation comes out and it's $400, Microsoft might just say, "Hey, forget it. We're gonna make it 450," or they'll put a bundle in it for 500 and you get a game or something. But I think both of them the price is going to be the key in the beginning for these consoles. What do you think, Emperor? What do you think the prices will be?
I think it might just hover around 500. To be honest, I think
Oh,
Xbox is gonna be 500. Sony's gonna be 450.
okay. What about
Either
you?
that, or they're gonna just jump to 500 as well.
Yeah, it could be. PlayStation could be 500 too because it's got that hard drive, that crazy hard drive speed.
Yeah, I was looking at around 500 to be honest.
Yeah, I thought both of them was going to be around 500. What do you think, Mayhem, the price on these systems?
I don't say like I don't say I don't say I ain't got nothing. Just wait, just wait to come. Just wait PS5. Just wait the console coming out. That's it.
Okay, so you don't know.
No.
Yeah, like I said, I think you're going to be getting bang for your buck on these. Uh, as far as the price goes, because like, man, you just bought a computer. What? Would you spend what $900 on it?
Almost like pretty much like a thousand six $1,069 for a pre-bill.
Yeah, but you did get. Wait, did it come with the? It didn't come with the monitor, right? We didn't buy a monitor. No.
No,
Yeah.
it just comes with a keyboard and a mouse.
Yeah. So I think as far as games, just playing games, I'm not talking about doing anything else. These systems are gonna probably beat your computer as far as what they do.
It should.
Yeah, this PlayStation and Xbox, new PS5 and Xbox gonna be more powerful than. I don't want to call it more powerful because I'm not remembering your specs completely. But as far as like the games are gonna look better on the PlayStation and Xbox than on your PC, which specs you got now. Because mainly because the video cards in these PlayStation and Xbox will be better than that video. You know, you have AMD what 5600. I think yours is like what 9.
What?
Your video card is like I think your
My
video
my
card.
my AMD.
Yeah, I think it's 56.
Graphics.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah, mine.
I think it is. I think you might be. I think you're using Navi technology, but I think you're using the first gen Navi. All
Yeah, like
DNA one. I think it's on all DNA one, and these are all DNA twos. I think yours. I think yours. I think you got nine. I think yours video cards at 9 teraflops. But I think these, yeah, and you had to pay $1,000 for that. And that's not a bad computer though either. I think for the price you got a pretty good punch. But what do you think, Tim, about these consoles, the price and performance and stuff?
I mean, I think they're pretty good. As far as comparison to PC or just between Microsoft and PS, PlayStation.
No, compared to a PC, I think price to performance. I think
Oh well, yeah. I mean, price to performance. If it is what the specs say is going to be, and we actually get to experience it and see how the performance really is, yeah. I mean, I'd say it's really competitive. Be able to compete with PC as far as gaming goes. But otherwise, other things that you can do on PC, you have a lot more versatility versus what you can do on a console versus a PC. So
I'm just talking about gaming.
it's not just like, well, gaming wise. I mean, yeah, I think it could be pretty competitive. So
Because I think to build these specs on a PC is going to be a pretty penny. Just on the video card alone. Because what's like a
well, I mean,
20.
if you're comparing apples to apples, which AMD, yeah, maybe, but you
Even
also have other.
Nvidia.
If you go to Nvidia, I think Nvidia is going to be able to outperform AMD. So
But you have to
they
spend more
are they
money.
are no, they already are outperforming AMD.
No.
Yeah, you'll
I'm
be able.
not.
You have to spend a little. You have to spend a little more money, but if you get an Nvidia graphics card, a new generation, it's going to outperform graphics wise.
You're missing my point. I'm not talking about. I'm saying to build something to these consoles, you have to spend more money, right?
You spend more money, but I think as far as overall like longevity, as far as like how long the graphics will be more on a PC will outperform console, because after a few years console will be out of date, and graphics on PC will not.
I'm just saying to build the specs of these consoles, you have to spend more money because pretty much your graphics card to get one of these specs, you're probably spending what's like what's a 2080 or what $300 or $400, probably more than that.
Those
A 20?
No, it's no 2080. We're talking like $1,000, dude.
Yeah,
So what you're saying, the graphics in these new generation consoles are gonna be in comparison to like a 2080?
that's what the devs have said. Yes.
I don't know. I'm not buying
Well,
that.
this going off of
There's a hard sale right there.
Well, look at the Xbox. It's 12 flops with all DNA too. Now there is a higher 2080, like a newer one. I'm not talking about the top of the line, but there is a 2080.
Talking about 2080 Ti or what?
No, I'm not talking about 2080 Ti. I'm talking about the regular 2080. How much is that?
Like 11.
Still talking $1,000 price range.
Yeah, that is true. Like the 2080s are $1,000.
Yeah.
Hovering around there.
Okay. Say maybe not 28, maybe the next one down. How much is that?
So like a 2070,
Yeah.
like 700-800.
That's what I'm talking. And your video cards are pretty much cost how much your console costs. And you get the whole package in these. That's what I'm saying, price to performance. To build the power of these, you would spend a whole lot more money. Especially with the solid state. I mean, I can't imagine what these solid states are going to cost when you buy them PC when they come out. And Xbox is using regular MVE. It's using MVEM.
Well, I mean, I'm just curious when it finally actually gets released, what if they do like benchmarks, like versus PC versus console. Like is it going to really be what they're saying it's going to be?
What they've already done, there's some leech benchmarks on these GPUs out there. That's how they was comparing them to the 2080s. So they was going off the benchmark scores already. They was leaked. They're not official, but they was leaked. It's going off the PS5 benchmark scores. So the CPU and GPU scores were. So, but these are developers. These are people who are working games. These are developers who are saying that these machines, you know, are performing around that level. So, but to me, it doesn't really matter. It's how do the games look when they come out, right? And then also,
Also you got to take into account like some games are optimized to perform better on certain consoles or versus like PC. Like Xbox has their exclusives or PlayStation has theirs, and those games are going to be optimized to perform better on that specific platform that you're playing the game on.
yeah, that's true.
So you also have that if you take that into account.
Yeah, like I said, I think these new systems are pretty good. We'll have to see because you don't know these systems might come out and they might not be the price we think they're going to be, and then what we're discussing now don't mean that because they might come out be more pricier than we think they're going to be.
Well, I mean, I think they're going to be more than what we're estimating it to be, but that's just my opinion.
I don't think they could be more than 500.
I don't think with all this new technology being better than PC and all that, I don't see how they can take a loss like that. But this is my.
Yeah, well, I would say there was a report. I don't know about the Xbox, but PlayStation there was a leaked report of some of PlayStation that it cost them. We discussed this on the podcast that it cost them what $420 for the maker the parts or something. So
How are they getting the parts so cheap when it's like supposed to be this this powerful?
Well, one thing is they're always going to be cheaper than what we're paying because they're buying in bulk, right? They're not paying the same price as we're paying. Plus,
Yeah.
they work with AMD. They help AMD. They co-develop these chips. They're not just buying a chip. They're not just buying a CPU and a video card off the shelf. They
AMD's been having some serious issues with their graphic drivers lately, so I don't know if you've been mentioned that at least on desktop right now.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, this is. I don't know about that because Sony's not going to be using those same drivers, so that shouldn't leak into these systems because Sony it's AMD stuff, but it's code developed and these are custom too. They're just not. That's the big part we have to think about. These are custom AMD and CPU. They're not just AMD and NVIDIA GPU. These are a custom chip. They're using AMD technology, but they're using Sony's technology. So even though that's why PlayStation, Xboxes, they're both using AMD technology, right? They're both using RDNA 2 and they're both using Ryzen, but the systems are both developed differently because they're co-developed, though custom made. So that's another thing.
Okay, I mean, I'm just throwing some, just a different opinion out there, just giving people, ideas, or options.
You're coming from a PC side. You get your PC knowledge. I'm just coming from the knowledge of the console side. And I know about PC because I played PC games. I don't play really that much, but I know about PC.
No, you're not exactly a PC fan, gaming fan. Period. Any type of games really.
I don't. Well, I won't say I don't know what you mean. I'm not a fan. I don't hate PC gaming.
Yeah, but you don't like playing on PC because you can't stand playing with mouse and keyboard. I mean, you do also have the option of using a controller as well, but
I just rather play on my console than PC.
Right. That's the platform you use to gaming on, but
yeah. Pretty much, if there's a game on the console, I'm gonna play it over. I'm not gonna play it on the PC. But if there's a game on PC I really want to play, I wouldn't mind giving it a try.
But if it's available on consoles, then you're gonna pick console over PC every.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Just like Xbox, I'm always gonna play on the PlayStation over Xbox.
Yeah, because that's pretty much what you grew up playing. Same here.
Well, I grew up playing Super Nintendo, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
But yeah. So that's Let's see if we have anything else I want to say about these systems. Uh,
I think we pretty much went over about just about everything. Really.
okay, Tim. Bam. I got you right here. I got a little chart. It might be on that. It actually might be on that link, Tim.
I was already looking at that chart.
Yeah.
I only kind of briefly went over.
About the flagship PC.
It's fine, man. You don't have to like go out of your way to try to prove me wrong. I was just throwing out my opinion. I don't know if I'm wrong or right.
No, I'm just trying because maybe I was giving wrong video card stats and stuff, so you can see here. Which here they're only saying 9.2 for PS5 and PS5's 10. So
I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoy gaming on console as well because I own a PS4 and I've had a PS2, a PS1, Nintendo back in the day, Sega Genesis, of course.
Well,
But I mean,
I didn't know that.
I've done a lot of gaming on PC, so I play a lot of MMOs. I'm an MMO kind of fan. So, and then a lot of the MMOs originate or on PC. So.
Well, look at this guy. Like I tell you this. So now I'm confused about this stuff. But I was looking. I didn't know that RTX 20 Ti was 16 teraflops. Ooh, I didn't know that many teraflops on the 20 Ti. It's a beast right there, boys.
2080 Ti?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 16. The regular 2080 is only 11.9, but the Ti one is it's 16.
It's probably like $1,100 or something, right?
That's like close to 2,000, dude.
Yeah. But here I'm looking at the estimated graphics performance.
I mean, you pick up a graphics card like that though, you're not going to be needing to update your graphics or worry about that for a number of years.
Oh no. But I was looking at estimated graphics performance money per flop. You see, like, I don't know what that means, but yeah, it's just cool. I like looking at this kind of stuff.
Plus, like the graphics, usually on desktop, like have its own dedicated memory and have like a lot more video memory, right?
What's that?
Desktop graphics have their own dedicated memory and usually have more memory than what video memory than what a console offers.
Not always, because the console doesn't use as much. Most of the memory you see is actually for the video, not for the OS. Because I'm pretty sure that it doesn't say on this.
Well,
chart.
you probably need. I mean, you're gonna need more memory on a PC anyways because you have other tasks that you're performing right too, other things.
But usually, like say on the Xbox Series X, I'm pretty
Especially
sure.
if you're streaming or a streamer, game streamer.
Yeah, like on these Xbox and PlayStation, when it says like 16 gig, I think it's like 12 gig for the game and then the other gigs for the OS. So it's like 12 gig. 'Cause I know on video cards, I was looking at video cards like the one I got from Muji, it was only like 6 gig of video memory. I'm not sure about like how much video memory that T2080 has and stuff. But I think that's what makes these consoles perform so good with the video cards because a lot of that memory. That's GDR6 memory, right? When you talk about memory on a PC, you had different memory, right? You had the video memory, and then you had
the video
RAM.
memory, and you have the actual
RAM.
the RAM.
Yeah. See, PlayStation and Xbox is just straight GDR6, and no regular like DDR4. It's a straight video memory, so the design a little bit different. So it's kind of hard to compare if you think about it, because even though they're like more like PCs now, they still do things a little bit differently.
Yeah, they're just designing the way since Sony and Microsoft designed the motherboard itself. It's like they can optimize the hardware and software.
Yeah,
So
they make it pretty much made specifically to play games. Right.
It's probably just some generic micro ATX motherboard. Really, is what they put in these things.
No, because they're designed specifically to work for the chips.
That's what I'm saying. They're specifically designed their boards each company, but it's a micro ATX motherboard. Like it's not gonna be a full size motherboard like
Well,
you
yeah, I guess
can
it's
get in a
small.
PC.
It's a small
Yeah.
motherboard. I won't call it a generic, but it's definitely smaller than a big desktop motherboard. But I wouldn't call it generic because it's not just any board you can go buy on the market. It's custom made.
Why would you go buy a console motherboard unless you're replacing the console motherboard in your console?
I'm not saying you can buy it. I'm saying when you say generic, I mean generic means it's anything you can buy. It's generic. It's not. You know what I'm saying?
I was just talking about how they're designed.
I know
Like
you.
the
You said micro, but you said generic in front of it. I don't think it's generic. I think
micro is just to talk about the size of the
I know, but
motherboard.
you put generic in front of that.
Sorry, man. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings or anything.
No, my feelings. I'm just trying to. Never mind. I'm just saying that it's not any level you can buy off the market. And when you say generic, it's meant to be like anything you can buy off the market. When you say generic, that's what I was getting at.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't know. Generic means like cheaply manufactured, like components that they use to make to manufacture the boards is what I'm referring to.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, they're definitely cheap in price for you, but I won't say they're cheaply made because of
We
custom.
don't really know that. We don't have the specs of the
Well, let me
actual
tell you something.
hardware.
I don't know if they're cheaply made, but I would say they're custom made.
And just like I don't really know either. I'm just throwing out opinion.
But yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool to see this stuff, what they're doing with these systems, and like a lot of people are talking about which one's more powerful and all that. But at the end of the day, these consoles are gonna be pretty cool.
I actually
Oh,
want to throw it back to the SSDs real quick.
mm-hmm.
What does the SSD on the Xbox
What's that?
do? The expandable card.
Yeah.
What the
What
heck
about?
is that meant for?
It's more for more storage.
But why do you have to have like specific like expandable card? Like only they're gonna release.
That's
You
Like,
that's.
is that something you can download your games to, and then just randomly you can just take it out?
Yeah, you can take it out and put it on other Xboxes. You definitely can do that.
But Microsoft is the only you can only purchase this extra drive through Microsoft, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a
Okay,
proprietary
exclusive thing.
expandable card.
yeah.
Yeah,
Only
yeah.
Microsoft brand.
It's like a glorified memory card.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's what it is.
so
Glorified
you only
memory
got
card.
you got to pay their premium price to buy it because Microsoft's the one that's releasing it.
Yeah, hopefully.
You don't have any third party options that can be competitive with the price range.
Yeah,
Basically,
and maybe
right?
down the road, maybe a third party might come out with something.
Yeah, that's if
Now,
Microsoft allows it.
Yeah, they have to allow it. Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
so
exactly. It's all about the money, dude.
is the
But
internal storage? Can you switch that out?
Are you able to upgrade it? Was just
Yeah.
that's what you're saying, right? Can
I don't know if I don't know if that card you take out is the same card that is built in. That's what you're asking for.
Yeah, the one that's internal, not the expandable card.
See, I kind of assumed that when you expanded was the one that was in it. That's how it was made.
Oh,
Uh,
so you think they're just gonna give you the expandable card with the console?
that's the only one you have. You don't have one inside. The expanded one that you see is actually the hardware is with the system. That's what I was thinking. I might have been looking at it all wrong.
well, I gotta hit the road, fellas. I gotta go ahead and get my roommate a ride to work. I think we're pretty much about at the end of the podcast here. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about to
okay,
wrap it up. We're about to wrap it up pretty soon.
cool. All right, well, I mean, it's been nice being part of the podcast this Friday evening, as always. If you guys are interested in checking out my streaming channel on Twitch, it's TJ Ace 24. I stream Black Desert and among other PlayStation 4 games. Just go ahead and hit me up if you guys are interested. Check out my channel.
Yeah, when you got stream again.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've kind of been slacking a little bit, but I've been pretty busy at work with it. Being one few places that are open. You know, working at Home Depot, so kind of haven't been. Well, I mean, I've been kind of playing Monster Hunter World basically. So I don't know. Maybe I'll throw on a stream this weekend, maybe tomorrow or something, or even tonight possibly. If anybody's interested,
All right,
just
man.
All right, man.
just hit me up on Discord. All right, I'll catch y'all later.
Yeah, yeah. What you saying about the uh hard drive? I didn't think about it being a one in the side and then have an extra external one that you. I didn't think about that, but it might be.
Yeah, because I don't think they mentioned that, did they? I don't know. I might need to go back to
Yeah,
the Digital Foundry video.
yeah, they did say external, but I didn't remember
Yeah.
if that was the external one they was taking out was the one that it was with it. Was the actual.
Yeah, because like you will need somewhere to put the OS on there.
Yeah, yeah, probably. Yeah, that's true. But so before we wrap up, I'm gonna say, so so when these consoles come out, are y'all getting any of these day one or the same month or what's it looking like for you guys?
I'm saying like it pretty much depends if the situation getting better. Because them because them also can always be delayed.
Well, let me make it easier. If the consoles don't get delayed and they come out holiday this year and there's no like crisis, what we're dealing with now as far as C virus, it might not be. I don't see it being a way, but it's not like we're not in the shape we're in now that people are able to go buy stuff and you're not in the full mode home staying home. You just you know back to simpler times. I would say.
But but here's okay here's the thing though.
I'm just saying now. I'm saying if
Okay, how about this? How whenever these consoles come out, whenever they announce they're gonna come out, are you gonna get it?
yeah, and which one? Yeah, that's yeah.
Because my answer yes, I'm gonna get the PS5 as fast as I can.
So does it matter on the price? On them?
Uh, no, not really.
Like, so one of the PS5 is so the PS5 is the same price as Xbox. You still get the PS5.
Yeah,
Okay.
because Xbox is not gonna have any exclusive games for it.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm gonna say the same here. Like that like pretty much that is that gonna be my plan as well. Like fully get PS5 on the first day, but at the same time though, if the virus ain't like gone away soon, like we hit like December, I be already pre-order it. Thing is, I won't be in the first day.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm just saying we're not worried about the virus. I'm saying take the virus out of the equation.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, yeah, I plan on getting the PS5. Like I said, I like PS5's games better, and I'm pretty excited about what I'm seeing from them. Now if the PS5 was like super, like say the Xbox is 12 and the PS5 was like 7, I might have to think about it a little bit then, depending on the price. But it's more about the games than anything, right? Because I can't play
Yeah.
my PS5 games on my PC, right? And Xbox, you can like y'all two got pretty decent PCs. Y'all can play Xbox games on your PC. Once the Xbox games, you can be able to play on your PC. So Yeah, the new Halo Infinite, I would love to play. So y'all can play it, Halo Infinite, because y'all can just get it for the PC if you want it. Oh, if you do you have an Xbox at all? Uh,
Nope.
Emperor? No, no, you don't. What about you, Emperor? Do you have an Xbox?
Nope.
I thought you had an Xbox for some reason.
I had the first Xbox a long
Xbox,
time ago.
Xbox One?
Yeah, the original Xbox.
Do you mean like
The first one that came out.
the very first Xbox, or
Yeah,
the
the
first
very
one?
first one that
Yeah,
came out
the
alongside the
OG.
PS2 and GameCube.
Okay, that's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
trying to get. Because it was Xbox One and the Xbox One S. I didn't know if you was talking about that Xbox. That's or
You
you was
mean the
talking about.
Xbox One and the Xbox One?
Well, if you just talking about the very first Xbox, you just meant regular Xbox. Okay. Yeah. So like I said, if you want, if there's a Xbox game you want to buy, you can get it on, you know, in PC. But yeah, but I think that's all the topics we really got uh, for the show today. Uh, so yeah, I guess we close it out. And thanks for everybody for watching. And well, before we go, everybody can give an outro.
Well, my name's Emperor Gil. You can catch me on at Emperor Gil on Twitter.
Hey, I want to say this is Diddy Man, Diddy Mayhem, and you can catch me on catch me on Twitch, which is D which is at DD underscore Mayhem 725 on both Twitch and Twitter.
And this is Chaotic Smith, and it's been fun talking about these new consoles, PS5 and Xbox. Both of them sound pretty cool. Which I think, depending on which one you get, doesn't matter. I think you're gonna be happy with the performance of both of them. So it's gonna be about the games, I think, and the price. But I think both these systems are pretty cool. They sound neat, and yeah. But that's gonna be the show. Everybody, thanks for watching. If you watch later on YouTube, thanks for that too. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Peace out.
See you guys.